Welcome to A Positive Direction. I'm Deb Robertson, and thank you for being here today with me. I'm so excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. For those people who have been waiting patiently for me to launch the channel, thank you. I deeply appreciate your patience and your faith in me. So let's get moving on. What are we doing here today? Well, we're going to be talking about positivity, all aspects of it. What if you aren't there? How do you get there? Things like that. For instance, have you ever heard someone say you need to be more positive? I have. Not recently, but definitely in the past. And that's interesting, but how do you get there? That's the one thing people never tell you. Well, you need to let things roll off your back. You need to do this. You need to do that. But the reality is they don't really tell you how to be more positive. And that is what I want to give to everyone here. I'll talk to you about my journey. I'll provide you the same resources and information that I had. I realized that you may have other needs, and that's okay. Absolutely positive. If this channel doesn't meet your needs, there's 100 others out there. But here, I want for you and everyone that's listening to have a happier life, to be able to head in a positive direction when something negative happens. And we all see a lot of that right now. So let's move forward here. So how do you get to moving in a positive direction? And I would have to say the number one most important thing to do is to know and understand where you are to begin with. For instance, if you're driving downtown or somewhere you've never been before and you get lost, the first thing you need to do, like if you're going to program your Google Maps or Waze or whatever directional thing you use, if you're going to program it, you need to know where you are. And some of them, if you don't know where you are, it's a pain, but So moving onwards, you need to know where you are. And interestingly, many of us are in the same place. And how do I know that? Well, there's a Ph.D. His name is Shad Helmstetter. He wrote a book back in the 1980s. And I firmly believe the information is still valid and good today. His book, and I'll put it down below in the notes, is How to Talk to Yourself. What to say when you talk to yourself. How to talk to yourself, what to say when you talk to yourself. But I will put it down below so you can look it up if you want. Anyway, he says that you are told no, or what you cannot do 148,000 times before you turn 18. And that is only if you are raised in a reasonably positive home. So let me say that again for you. You were told no, or what you cannot do 148,000 times before you turn 18. And that's only if you were raised in a reasonably positive home. So we are, almost all of us, programmed. Well, we are, from an early age, all of us. And it's always with the best of intentions. I don't ever want to slam anyone how they were raised, what was going on, because honestly, I think everyone is just doing the best they can. And if they didn't have the tools, they didn't have the knowledge, they didn't have the skills, then honestly, they were just doing the best they can. So, but we were all programmed from an early age, and that was by family, teachers, friends, churches, religion, groups, teams. All of those different things came together and impacted us and programmed us. Now, do we want all that programming? Well, some of it's probably pretty good. And some of it you might want to change. And it's important to understand that you're not a bad person. Just because the programming wasn't what you wanted, isn't positive, doesn't mean that you're a bad person. So you can you can change it. You can change the programming and make it into what you want. You can create your own programming and say, hey, I want this instead. And you deserve it. As far as I'm concerned, we all deserve to be happy. We don't deserve to be miserable. So going on, in Shad Helmstetter's book, he also has there's another part, and it says leading behavioral researchers found that 77% of what we think is negative, counterproductive, and works against us. So, and I do repeat things a lot, especially if it's so you don't have to rewind. Yeah, because I don't like it when I have to rewind in a video to catch an important piece of information. 77% of what you think is negative, counterproductive, and works against us. That is just absolutely crazy. And it is so sad because that's, 3/4 of what is going on in our brains is working against us, is negative, it's counterproductive. We deserve better than that. I deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. And if that is the state of where we are in our lives, and we were, excuse me, and we were programmed this way, I'm not trying to say we aren't all responsible for our own choices and actions in life, but you're not a bad person because you don't know how to think in a positive manner. You're not a bad person because you never learned how to not react when someone's standing there yelling or something. You're not a bad person. There's so many positive, amazing, awesome things about you. It's just that our programming has pushed us to where everything around us is negative. 77%. I don't want 77% of negativity in my life. I understand things are going to happen, but I don't want that. I want better. And I want better for you too, because you deserve it just as much as I do. There's no doubt about that. And we already work so hard. If we are already working as hard as we can to get along in life, we have a handicap that 77% of it is working against us. So with all of this negativity hitting us, and now keep in mind, this information was from 1982. That's the copyright on his book. What would those numbers be like today? Take a minute and stop and think about social media, the news, all of the stuff floating around you. Do you think it is 77%? What level of negativity are you exposed to now? In your mind, is it 77%? 77% of your thoughts, are they bad or good? What percentage of the media and the information hitting us is bad or good? So think about that for a couple minutes. And as we move on, it's important for us to understand that even though there's all of this negativity out there, there are good things in life. I have a roof over my head. I have a yard the grandkids can play in. I have food on the table. There are good things in my life, even though a lot of the information that's hitting me from around the world is negative. So the main message I want for you today is for you to understand that you deserve to have a happy life. You are basically a good person. With all this negativity hitting you, you may have made some negative choices, but I still believe that you are basically a good person. And if you learn how to pursue positivity and create a positive life, you will be happy. And I want that for you. I want that for you because you are good and you deserve good things. So that was our main message. You deserve to have a happy life. Step 1 in getting there, you need to recognize when you fall down that negativity hole, that little rabbit hole of negativity. Don't beat yourself up over it. Mistakes are part of learning. And we see that when you look at a child who's learning how to walk. We don't yell and scream at them because they fell down the first time, or the second time, or the third time. They're building muscles. Repetition builds the muscles. That same life lesson applies to us. How many times were you taught to think positively? How much practice have you put in doing that? How long does it take a child to learn to walk, to learn to talk, to learn to read? These are all skills. They're skills that are taught actively to children. And as far as I'm concerned, learning to think in a positive manner and to find good things in life is as equally important, if not more so. And if you were never taught, well, we can change that, fortunately. So step 2, you need to start looking for good things. So step 1, start recognizing when you fall down that rabbit hole. That's important. Step 2, start looking for good things, because there are a lot of good things in life. You might not have as much food as you want. You might not have the type of food you want. Do you have food? Yes. Do you have a roof over your head? So look for the positive things that are going on. Step outside. Is the sun shining? How often does it shine? Are you constantly living in a deep and dark and ugly universe, or do you have sunshine out there? Do you have light? So, and there's other examples. Do you have fingers? Do you have toes? How important are they to doing what you need to accomplish every day? Is the air you breathe relatively clean? Do you have to wear, protection against acid rain, things like that? So there's a lot of good things out there. We're just so focused on the negative that we forget to look for them. So it's pretty simple. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today, or any day for that matter, on in-depth this or that, because I get overwhelmed when I'm watching videos and they've got do this and this and this and this and this. So I want to keep it simple. You deserve to be happy. Step 1 in getting there and heading in that positive direction is recognizing when you are thinking in a negative manner. It's going to take a little bit of time and practice. Don't worry about it. Just keep trying it every day. And step 2 is looking for the good things in life, because they're out there. Look at that beautiful house that has the grass mowed neatly. Even though it might not be yours, look at it. Appreciate the beauty and the good that's there. When you see someone smiling, appreciate the beauty and love that is coming from them. Look for the good things that are out there, because I guarantee you they are there. So thank you for being here the first time. I will be getting better at my videos. This is my first launch, so I'm in the crawling stages of YouTube videoing, and thank you very much for joining me on this crawling stage. I am not sure how often I will put stuff out there, about 3 times a week, if not more. And, disclaimer, I am not a professional psychologist, psychiatrist, anything like that. If you are feeling down, and it's okay to get help, just so we're clear on that. I'm not a professional. However, I can help point you in a positive direction on a lot of things. And I'll share my journey, because I still have days where, and I always will, where I'm practicing and working on it and finding a more positive way to phrase thoughts and ideas. So there we go. Moving on, I hope you have an awesome day and that you are excited about creating a more positive future for yourself. And that starts right now. Find 3 things. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.